How's it going, everybody? We are here for Mortal Kombat's 2021 review. And I gotta say that I like it. This is Most Has Spoken, and over here we've got, good old boy,
Lone Armadillo.
here to do this live podcast and stuff. So first things first, definitely, and in my opinion, we'll start off the bat here that I gotta say they did a good job. They really did. I think that they brought it back to where this is one of the first video game films that I actually enjoyed and thoroughly enjoyed it. On top of that, it wasn't just like
it wasn't as campy as
yeah, exactly. Because you can almost use it like for instance with Resident Evil films. They had Alice as the main character. It wasn't like strictly based on the game itself. It had its own.
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't like about the Resident Evil was the fact that they're like, yeah, we're not gonna do the game thing.
Yeah.
Because that story's been done with.
That's not exactly because the point was it's supposed to be based off the game itself.
Yeah.
That's one thing I gotta say. That was my comparison to the two, but I gotta say with this film, they did a great job. Yeah, they brought in Cole Young, which was a new character, and all that. Which honestly, I liked it. I really did like Cole Young's character. That's right. My personal opinion on that. I did like Cole Young's character. But
as you obviously know who Cole Young is,
right?
Who his character is supposed to be, yeah.
Yep. And I gotta say though, they did a great job with this film. I was sketchy at first, just like everybody else was a little sketchy because they already did Mortal Kombat movies already, two of them, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
And don't forget some of the animated shows, and there's even an animated movie still on. I haven't watched that one yet.
You gotta watch that. That was really good, and a lot of it actually, to me, almost like was comparable to that because it made sense. So I gotta say that was also really good.
I mean, I liked how they at least they decided to go with the designs for later on in the series instead of actually trying to go back to how the 95 one
was.
Right,
yes, that's another thing I liked about it is that they gave it a fresh start, a fresh look, and all that. And
you got to think in the 95 one they're basing it off of what they had at that time, which was what, the first three?
Yeah, at the time, first three.
Because literally by the time Annihilation came out, they've had or I think even the first one they've already gotten the first three games.
Yeah, they did.
Four I think came out later than that.
Yeah, because that was N64 and PlayStation 1. Yeah, definitely. But I gotta say though, like this film blew me. Once I watched it and was getting into the film, I was glued to my seat because I just didn't want to move. I loved it. I thought it was just phenomenal. They did a phenomenal job on that film, in my opinion. That's my opinion. My review on this film, they did a great job.
Like I said, I've heard somebody else's review on that movie.
Oh, we've heard. Yeah, there's people out there that were knocking it, and I'm like,
yeah.
It's your opinion
somebody out there actually likened it to Dragon Ball Evolution.
See, that to me is like complete horseshit. I couldn't see someone.
I hadn't watched the movie, and when that guy said that, I'm like, oh really? Damn! Do I really want to watch this now?
Do I really want to watch this guy talk about it and compare it to Dragon Ball Evolution? I'm like, that's crap. I mean, yeah, even with that film, they could have done better, but still, that movie was horrible.
But then again, this guy, basically what he does is a lot of editing stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure I want to list the name, the company he associates with.
Yeah.
Because I mean, has anybody ever heard of the most famous abridged series of all?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh wow, yeah. Now that I'm talking, yeah. But I don't know, man. But his main job was the whole
editing sequences for their stuff.
Okay. Yeah. But still, I couldn't see someone comparing it to that film at all. Like,
well, he said,
me, you know?
if I remember correctly, he didn't say all of it. He said most of it was like yeah.
I don't, man. I've seen Evolution. I thought it was just complete garbage. That's my opinion on that one.
But now Annihilation, I honestly I didn't like it as much as the first one.
The first one to me was a lot better than Annihilation. I like the idea they put in
the 95 one. Yeah,
the 95 one was the first start of it. They did a decent job. They had decent actors in the film do the parts. No,
I also
Luke
had
Cag's character was my favorite actor in the film. The whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you got Christopher Lambert.
Somebody did not like Christopher Lambert. That guy also did not like Christopher Lambert as Raiden.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I thought, in my opinion, I thought he was a great Raiden. I really did. I thought he was a good Raiden. And then now you can go to the one we have now. The guy that played Raiden in this film, phenomenal. I thought it was a great job. I thought it was good.
He said he also said he didn't like Christopher Lambert, but he liked him more than this guy.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's a tough one to touch on because I like Christopher Lambert as an actor. I think he did a great job as Raiden. But
the only reason I'm kind of liking these more is because majority of these people are, they're Asian. Asian-oriented type of people,
right?
Whereas in like the '95 and stuff, they're more American looking.
Yeah. Exactly, and but like I gotta say, they redeemed themselves with this film. They really did. They put their heart and soul into this film.
This one at least went with more into. We're trying to be more faithful to the film,
and they even stated
to the games.
Exactly. And to the franchise. They are trying to do their best to stick with it. And I think, honestly, in my opinion, they did a great job compared to the 95, which I was around when that movie came out, and I thought it was the best movie in the world when I was a kid. And then now that I'm older and I see what we can do now, I was like, I really thought that was that awesome. But I'm never gonna hate on that film because I still like it, But compared to what they did this time, and they were able to throw that backstory in there and all that. And the guy that played Kano was hilarious. I thought he's a great actor. That's the one thing I liked about it.
In my opinion, Kano, he was the real scene stealer of that.
That's the sad part because he was. Yeah, I think he was too. And I was just like, this guy is just cracking me up. And then
especially when he's trying to jump over those low kicks Luke Kang's doing, and that third one, and he's like realized that the thing that he faked it, and he's like, oh shit.
I thought it, like I said, there were moments in the film and it made me crack up, and then there's those serious moments like when Sub-Zero came in and after the Hanzo Hasashi problem and all that conflict between those two, and then it went to present time, and you saw him, and it's just like, wow.
That's also another thing that I liked about this, whereas they were not skimping on the gore stuff like they did in the other two.
I gotta agree with that 100% because they straight went with the gore. They weren't afraid to let it out because that's the whole point. Mortal Kombat should have been an R-rated film to begin with.
Mortal Kombat is a bloody game.
Yeah, and
it always was.
It's an R-rated game, if per se you put it that way. There's nothing but gore and language and all that, and fighting and violence.
One good thing though is they never decided to revert to nudity.
Yes, I agree with that too. I mean, there's no sense in it. What's the point? This is about.
I mean, and then they've had the 2-3 females in the movie.
Yeah,
and they did not try to sexualize them at all.
Exactly, I agree with that too.
maybe the Valkyrie look.
Yeah,
the Valkyrie.
Tara. Yeah. Yep. I know you're talking about. I saw her and I was just like, what? Because they brought her in, and this is the only down thing I can say about that because I know who Natara is and where she came into the game. Way past that.
Yeah, it's way past that, and also the sad part was it's like she's there and then she's gone.
Yep, it's just like that. But in reality, Natara would have been further in, like maybe the next film or two.
Well, same way with that general dude.
Yeah.
Cabal, he doesn't show up till what, three?
Third game when he comes in.
Yeah.
And then you have who was it? If I pronounce it correctly, it's Raiko. I believe it is, or Rico, one of the two. He's actually he's not in the game till he's not until Mortal Kombat 4. That's when he first comes in.
But then again, Kung Lao doesn't even show up till the second game, anyways.
True. Yep. But like I said, I mean, all in all, together, even with some of the downs that they had, but it still was. It was just an astronomically great film. It was just out there. They didn't hide any punches. They just kept going with everything they had. And to me, I didn't find any slow moments really because I was paying attention to the story and everything else. I didn't find any slow moments.
I mean, how'd you like when Jax went up against Sub-Zero?
That was awesome. I gotta say that when I saw that I knew it was gonna be the first one to be like, oh, here we go. And then he snapped those arms, and I was just like, yeah. It was like a sigh of relief.
At least that way, that one explains how he got his metal arms.
Exactly, it makes sense.
It's a lot better than what they did in Annihilation. Oh, I wanted to get an upgrade on my arms.
It looks like rubber. They pull it off and it just goes. And he pulls them off and like literally. If you go through the games and stuff, they have backstories of what happened and how this happened.
Yeah, because in the game...
It was not him putting that on.
In the game, he had lost his arms, and they gave him metal arms from the transition from 2 to 3, because 3 is when he had the metal arms.
Ripped off. His arms got ripped off, literally. And they went with that, and I pay homage to that because that is how it was. They did a great job with sticking to
Now, how do you like the fact that they kill off Goro in
the first one,
or in this Mortal Kombat one?
Now, okay, let's put it this way. Now, do you mean how they killed him off, as in the way he died, or the fact that they did kill him off in the first movie?
That they killed him off in the reboot.
My say on that is they killed him off. Okay, let's go back to the 95 just to make a little example here. They did kill him off in the 95 version.
Get punch.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Those are $500 sunglasses, asshole. You know, and they ran away, we'll go from there. But yeah, he got killed off in the first film in 95.
I mean, granted, that's okay because you're thinking first movie, first game.
Right, yeah, and
of course, at the end of it, they kind of ruined it where it's like, he's starting his Shao Kahn.
Yeah. Oh, yep. The Emperor. Yeah, Emperor Shao Kahn. Yeah.
Yeah, he starts his invasion when in the second one.
What do we got here? We got some viewers here. I can't read from here. Toxic Bear.
Yeah, you got Toxic Bear and Donnie Monster says this podcast good.
Yeah. What's going on, Toxic? We're doing our podcast on this real quick. But yeah, the fact they killed him off, I mean, it didn't really irk me. Really, like, I would have expected it to. It didn't really irk me too much. Because it did happen in the first game. It did happen in the first game. He did die.
Yeah.
In all reality.
And he got replaced by Kentaro.
Yep, exactly. So it didn't really bother me. Now, the way, okay, I gotta say this. I gotta bring this up. The way that he got killed off. Loved it. I love the way he got killed off, and that's
a lot better.
Popped in. I'm like, whoa.
Better than the 95 one where it's like, this is Sparta.
Right? Yeah. This is Sparta. But they had the action sequence down pat because Cole Young had to, open up his ability and everything else, and then that's what it took. He snapped. He snapped.
Yeah.
And that armor. Oh man. Because even my son was asking me, he's like, "What's happening? Why is he turning orange like that?" His body that armor was absorbing the blows to make him be able to let out a powerful hit.
You want to know the funny part? You know what I was thinking when he got the armor?
What?
Oh my God, he's becoming Aquaman.
I was gonna say something, but I can't say it here. That's not Twitch appropriate. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. But I think the way, for one, they killed him off. That's fine. I'm okay with it. Didn't bother me because it did happen. You know, first film before, and it did happen in the game. So him being killed off in this movie was fine with me. And like I said, the way that it happened is just.
But does that mean, is it going to be like, is he going to come back again?
Somehow resurrect him with, yeah, that's my question. I'm wondering if they're going to bring Kintaro, like you said. I wonder if they're going to be bringing him into this next one.
Well, this is supposed to take place before the start of the start of the tournament.
Yeah, because that's actually what's happening. Because they even said that they didn't win the 9 tournaments by not breaking rules. He said it out loud. Shang Tsung said it. He's like, we didn't win 9 tournaments without breaking any rules.
Right.
So he broke the rules each time. Pretty much.
But he was at least doing it under the radar. Yeah. This time he was
full force went through. It was Sub-Zero. Was like, let's go.
He was finally. I think what it was is he had to be scared because he knew
something was different.
Something was going to go on. Maybe Cole was going to be different.
Yep. I got a feeling it was going to be something like that. And
I have to agree with the other people I watched. It's like Cole is not really that good in it per se, because as one of the people stated, that he could not win a fight on his own. Mm-hmm. He had to have some sort of assistance.
Yep. Think about it. He didn't unlock his power till the end of the movie. It took all that. It took the frustration of the chances of his family dying for him. Click in, boom.
Right.
It was just. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. That he. Yeah. But, I like it, but I don't like it. Kind of. They brought Reptile in. I was kind of hoping that was actually Chameleon, because there's a character called Chameleon. If you ever played Mortal Kombat Trilogy?
Well, they didn't actually state that he's Reptile. Right. He could have been Reptile. In my perspective of that, I think it was because if you notice that there are areas in the background that were melted by acid. Yeah. And he spits the acid out of his mouth. Yeah. That's probably the only thing about it is...
Right. And that would have been Mortal Kombat 2. Because that's the first time he showed up.
Well, he was a sub-boss in 1.
That's right.
A secret boss. Yeah, he was a secret boss. He was a secret
boss. I remember that now, yeah.
He became playable. And
so was Tremor. Tremor was also another character from MK10. He was one of the ones that was a glitch character. Wasn't supposed to be there. And ended up being that. So I gotta say that much.
The glitch character, is that the one? Was that the one that kept constantly changing colors?
Ermac was because it literally was trying to say error. Ermac is what came up, and that's how he became Ermac. And but we'll get into that discussion with those characters later on, because I have to say one thing about Ermac is one of my favorite villains of all time is Ermac. But definitely, like what I was happy about at the beginning of the film was when Sub-Zero and Hanzo Hasashi were fighting, and he said Bihan. That way everybody knows, that's a Mortal Kombat fan knows that it's not his brother. And it's not, or is it 1673, so it would have been like his great grandson or something like that, because remember the other one has the cut on his eye.
Yeah.
Because they said in the Annihilation they brought it up, they said, well, he's already dead.
Well, the one with the scar is supposed to be the little brother of the original Sub-Zero from the first tournament.
Okay, I see. Okay,
that's what it was.
All right, now I understand that. Because there's some parts that I didn't quite get. Because I remember that, and they said 1673, the time year or the year of it, and I was like, wait a minute, Bihan gets killed, and we'll get past it because we can't get into that either because then it'll be speculation on what happens. But we all know who Bihan turns into. We all.
Why not go? Why not go with the
all of us go with that. Because he turns into Noob Saibot. That's Bihan.
Yeah.
And his brother takes over. Sub-Zero.
Yeah. Noob Saibot was always Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
No, not many people. It took so many people a long time to realize that Noob Saibot's spelling is a mix of Sub-Zero.
Yes, absolutely. That's another thing, and that I'm hoping, and I'm telling you right now, I hope that I don't know if he would even show up in the second film, to be honest. If it comes up to where, Sub-Zero gets killed in the second film, and then, maybe there's like a shine on saying, some
people are probably going to return that we saw dead in the first one.
What they end up turning to be in the next game.
Because I mean, come on, you got the tournament going to be happening. Mm-hmm. And to have these people, we're going to be missing these characters from that. It can't happen.
Yeah, it can't happen like that. Because if they do that and they don't bring them back, it's going to ruin the movie. Yeah. That would ruin the next film. It
would ruin the idea of, oh, hey, we're actually going to do the first tournament.
We're going to do it right. We're going to pay homage to the game and everything. And then you end up the next film and being, why is it this person here? Why is this person here? But that's what kind of threw me off was when Natara showed up. I'm like, why is she here already? That's what threw me off a little bit because
her and the general dude, they were both there.
Yep,
and they don't.
Yep, Raiko or Riku. If anybody knows, I don't remember how to say his name, but that's who that. I think it's Raiko. Right. Because I saw him and I was like, Hammer. I'm like, that's Raiko. I'm like, why? Because they didn't say his name.
Well, they did.
Did they say it?
They called him General Raiko or something like that.
Yes, he's Shao Kahn's general. Yep, that's who he was. Or is, I should say.
But literally, they don't mention Shao Kahn at all.
Nope, they don't.
But you saw this statue of Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn right there with his hammer. And that's another thing, because there was speculation a while back about who Raiko really was, and they were saying that he was a Khan, as in Shao Kahn. They're saying that he's related to him somehow or something like that, and they would make. And in my eyes, it kind of makes sense. Like, okay, well, he's got Shao Kahn's hammer. Shao Kahn has a hammer, so that kind of makes sense of why Raiko would be that person. But that's a little.
But also then again, they also have weapons too, because. They don't actually officially throw in weapons till Mortal Kombat 4 in the games?
Yeah, that's the first time they throw them in, and then after that they added in a lot of the PS2 games. They stopped doing that after Armageddon, I think. They stopped doing that.
Because the way I remember the games was you had 1, 2, 3, Trilogy.
Yep. It was 1, 2, 3 Ultimate. And then it was Trilogy, then it was 4, and then so on.
What was it, 4? 4 was it?
It was Mortal Kombat 4. Literally had 4 on it.
Well, I wasn't sure because I know there was the Shaolin Monks and Sub-Zero.
That was PlayStation 1. The anthologies of Sub-Zero anthologies or whatever it was. Yeah, that was PlayStation. That was pretty cool game. I gotta give them that too.
Right.
But anyways, with this movie, like I said, they pulled out all the stops. They definitely kept up with it. They kept pretty clear and true with the film. And like I said, when you said something about them, comparing it to Dragon Ball Evolution, that's why I was just like, what? Hold the phone, Why would you compare a movie that is this great and this good? But I mean,
I'm honestly thinking it's because he's. Like I said, he does the editing stuff and that. I think he's thinking it from that perspective on that.
And I can respect that. Definitely respect that and all that kind of stuff. I think that's my street behind.
Oh, you just got a new feller.
Oh, I did? Oh, what's the name here?
MacDog.
Well, thank you. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, definitely, and like I said, with this film, like the gore alone was just on point. Like I love the fact that they had the gore. They weren't worried about having to tiptoe around this. No, man, they were all on that gore, man.
Hey, they could have done like in one of the games, Green Blood. Everybody had green blood.
Yeah. You can turn on green blood. Yeah. I remember that. That brings back memories.
Yeah.
But like I said, they stayed true with that because even the very beginning, the first 7 minutes of the film, like you're able to watch that because we watched it on HBO Max. Everybody, we still got it. I'm gonna watch it again tonight probably, and all that. But just because I want to watch it now because we're talking about it, that's how much I want to watch it. And but.
I need to watch that Scorpion movie, so I'll probably watch that.
We can watch that tonight. I have that movie. I bought it a long time ago, and it's on HBO Max. That's right. Yeah, they put it on HBO Max.
But it's also leaving by the end of the month.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have to.
I own it, so but here, go ahead and watch it.
That's how I know is because I looked in leaving soon. See what's leaving.
They put it at the same time they put it in Mortal Kombat, didn't they? Or was it a little bit before?
I think it was before. Hard to remember, but
I definitely, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. And everybody that knows at the end of the film, everybody asks the question. You know this question too. Where was Johnny Cage? And I'll tell you what I found out was that they said that Johnny Cage's character wouldn't have fit in with him because he was too comical. They wanted this one to be serious.
His character couldn't fit in with Kano's.
Exactly. Yep. And then it would just be a banter back and forth with the way that they are. And I kind of get what they're saying when it comes to that. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then when you watch it in the film, you see who they're going to get next, and it's Johnny Cage.
Right.
And when I saw that, that's when I'm like, all right, they're making another movie. They're not skipping out on Johnny Cage. I want to see Johnny Cage. So I'm excited. I definitely want them to make another movie. I definitely want them to keep going and keep pushing. Because if I'm not mistaken, I heard that they're going to make 4 films.
That's what I heard too. Was 4 films in the.
Because I don't know if it's real or not, but I know there's going to be a second one, obviously.
I mean,
they're already talking about
for all I know is this is going to be. These guys are going to be your original cast.
Yeah.
And then the second one is going to be the gathering of and protecting the new cast.
I'm still listening.
Why would you not be listening?
Right. But yeah.
Second one's probably going to be the gathering of the new cast for the tournament, and then the 3 movies are probably going to be. I don't know if they're going to actually try and do it where,
like sequential,
like the movies 3 are
because they kind of mixed 1 and 2 together in an aspect because Jax doesn't come into the second film, or the second game.
Yeah,
so they kind of.
But he fights with the.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, both Jax and Kung Lao, both Jax and Kung Lao are both from the second game.
And they see that they did a good job of bringing. Let me put it that way. They did a good job of bringing him in, both of them, because they weren't afraid to. They meshed it together at the right time. See what I'm saying? Got somebody else talking now?
Somebody's busting in the door.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, they did a good job because they did follow the storyline of how it happened. They just did it because I follow somebody on YouTube also. He said that it was just it was a long movie, but it was still too short. You see what I'm saying? Like they could have did so much more. They could have made a 3-hour movie.
Well, as long
Even
as they're not trying to go Zack Snyderish.
No, I know.
I saw the Snyder Cut.
I didn't watch it. It's, what, 4 hours long, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, just with more crap, right?
Oh, there's actually some things changed.
Okay. See, I didn't know if it was all black and white either. I was afraid it was going to be
No. That one, I heard that's going to be coming.
Because when I bought I know this is off topic, everybody, but I bought Mad Max Fury Road Black and Chrome Edition. I bought that. Didn't realize that it was in black and white. Had no idea that it was in black and white.
Right.
Until I watched it. And I was so mad because the movie's in black and white, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Mad Max Fury Road was
Mad Max Fury Road Black and Chrome Edition. You buy it, and it's in black and white. I'm not kidding. And I was so mad because I spent like $25 on that movie because it was high definition. I was like, man, I don't know. And I thought maybe it was like more special features or something, but I bought it on Amazon.
But in my opinion, that just sounds like
it's made it sound like there's going to be extra stuff, but but with this film, like I said, they were able to mesh the two games together with the story and still stick to it. They didn't go off topic.
Well, in all honesty, I think what it was is they're not dealing with actual 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
The actual games 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. They're starting with basically the rebooted ones after Armageddon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what they're doing. They're dealing with Mortal Kombat X. I'm gonna call it X and not 10 because
yeah, you're right. Because with 9, if you play, you played Mortal Kombat 9. You played that one.
That's Armageddon, ain't it?
No, that's the reboot of the first one. Because there's a timeline switch. Because you play Armageddon and you play this one because the timeline changes.
Well, the way I read,
if I'm saying that right, I think I can't read that.
So she's coming in like a wrecking ball.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, but yeah, but I gotta say with this film, like they did a great job. They didn't hold nothing back, and that's what made this movie so great, was because they weren't afraid to hurt nobody's feelings. They weren't afraid to show the gore, and that's what got me over the top.
I mean, the fans want it like that.
They want it like the game.
They want it like the game. That's what they come to expect. Is we're getting the game in movie format.
Exactly, and they pulled that off. I gotta say this, and I don't care who rejects it and all that.
Well,
they pulled it off.
Despite the fact that so many people apparently did not like the character Cole because he's an original character,
right? And I'm like, that. I was kind of iffy on that too, but I wasn't gonna hate on him. I wasn't gonna hate
everybody, on him. They hated on him because he's an original character.
Right. He's who's this guy?
Or as they like to say, as everybody's like to call it, the studio mandated character.
Right. Yeah. Because if you think about it, isn't he like the great grandson of Shira Ryu? Right. That's what it was.
Yeah, he's the great grandson of Scorpion.
Yeah. And I was like, because when I really paid attention to it, I was like, that's the Shirai Ryu, so that's the Scorpions clan and all that. And then you've got the Lin Kuei, obviously, with Sub-Zero. I was about to say Luke. But Sub-Zero, and those were the real killers.
Now speaking of Liu Kang, how are you about the fact that how are you on the fact that he took more of a backseat as a character instead of
the front seat,
the main character, because literally that's what Liu Kang has always been.
And even in the game, Liu Kang is top dog. Like, he's the chosen one. You know what I mean?
He's the chosen one, except for what was it, 9 when they freaking kill him?
Yeah, no.
Was it?
Yes, at 9. I'd have to go back and play the Revenant. No, you're right. It was 9 because he had chains, something like that, or it was Armageddon. One of the two. He gets killed.
Well,
and comes back.
He gets killed. I think he got killed in Deadly Alliances.
Yes, there it is. He gets killed because Quan Chi and
that was the point of Deadly Alliance. It was Quan Chi and Shang Tsung
See, I have a feeling that Quan Chi's going to show up in this next film. I really do. I have a really odd suspicion that Quan Chi's going to show up in the next film. Because he is a big player in there too. He's a huge player in this MK universe. Like, he is a huge...
Well, he is the necromancer that brings...
that brings Scorpion back to life. You know? Because he wants revenge. That's what he wanted. He wants revenge. And that's how this happens. That's how he became...
there was...
minion.
There was 2 different web series as well.
Yes, actually, they're on HBO Max right now because I'm gonna watch those.
Yeah, because they made
Conquest and then the
Legacy.
Legacy. Yep, there's Legacy. Then there's Mortal Kombat Conquest. Yep.
Way I hear Conquest is the old one that was on USA. I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check.
Because I don't remember either. I just saw
it. Because I know there was the 2 that came out. Because the way they were, Legacy was meant to be like the build up for 9.
Right. Yep. Remember now. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then Conquest comes out, and they have Mark Dacascos in it. I think it was.
I saw that, yeah.
And he plays his Kung Lao.
Yeah, but like I said,
of course, both of us have a hard time saying his last name.
Yep.
Because I'll sometimes be saying Mark Dacascos.
Yeah, that's how I always say it, just to piss somebody off.
Or Mark Dacakis.
I would say, was it Mark Dacascos? That's what I would say. I think it was, or. Because half the time I forget how to say his name, so I'm like, okay. But yeah, I gotta say though, like with this film, like in all honesty and everything, I think that they brought back a good name for video game film. They actually did a good job. Because if they wouldn't have, it would have just been a flop. But with what they did this time, I think they did it really good. What are they doing now?
I don't know. They're saying that the remote stopped working again.
Oh, jeez. The remote on the soundbar problem. This is getting me off topic because we're talking about my stuff.
Right. And we only got a few minutes left.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, I gotta say, though, like, you know, altogether, like, if I was to rate this film out of all video game movies that I've ever seen, this is number 1. Because they finally pulled out the stops with a film that portrays what it really should have been.
I'll be honest. That's pretty. For me, it's pretty high up there. Yeah, for any video game adaptation.
Okay, live action. I should say it that way. Live action adaptation.
Well, we call it video game adaptation.
Yeah,
true. Because, I mean, Assassin's Creed, I never watched it, but I heard how bad that was.
I heard it was bad. I've heard a lot of things. I've heard it was horrible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's each his own opinion. So, and I'm trying to see what they're saying, too, but I can't. I think next time we're going to do this with the monitor and have it. I'll figure it out. I just don't want to plug anything. I'm like, oh, so many wires. But I would definitely give this, like, the way that they set it up. I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I'm not gonna do that because I would give it 8.5, almost a 9, because it was so close to being like dead on what it needs to be.
Right.
If they're able to do that, if they're able to knock it up a notch with the second film, that second film's gonna be top dog. I'm just hoping that they stick true to what they're saying and what they're planning on doing. That's what I'm scared of. Is just they may end up drifting off.
They may end up succumbing to the studio.
And they're saying, "Well, you can't do that. Or you can't do that." No, we want to stick true to the game, and that's what they did. They did a good job sticking almost perfectly true to the game. I'm not gonna say I shouldn't say perfectly.
Well,
pretty close to the.
Well,
the
it is 9 times out of 10. Whenever sequels come out, they'll have a lower rating, because of the fact that they're like, well, the first one was good. Let's lower the rating. Yeah, do something to get the rating lower because the corporation wants. Hey, we get the lower rating. That means we can broaden
the movie can be longer too.
No, they're not talking about
the horizon of the film. Yeah,
no, get more people in it because they can get the ones that supposedly could not come into the first one because of that.
Yeah, because there were a lot of other actors that were supposed to play different people that didn't show up.
Right.
So, but I think and all in all, what they did with this film, they did a good job. They didn't hold nothing back, and that's exactly what I wanted to see in a Mortal Kombat film. Is they did not hold nothing back with the fight sequences. The choreography for the fights was phenomenal. The guy, and I gotta say this one thing: the guy that played Sub-Zero, I think his last name is Tellson. I can't remember his first name. Did an awesome job. Such a good job. The guy that played Sub-Zero.
Yes, he does it. He did a good job, as they stated in the special feature stuff, that
he was so fast.
He was so fast. He became the second person that they've ever told that they needed to slow down.
Yeah, they did do that to Jet Li once. They did say that to him once.
He was the first person they told.
Yeah, they had to slow down because he accidentally hit somebody.
No, people just couldn't keep up with it.
They're like, I can't see. It's fast as lightning.
He was as fast as ice.
That's right, fast as ice. But, alright guys, we're going to cut it here. I hope you enjoyed this and everything. If you guys have anything you want to say or add, definitely, send me a message on Twitch. If you guys ever want to see a different review on a different film, definitely hit me up on there. Moses Spoken on Twitch. Right over here is my buddy Armadillo, Lone Armadillo. Check him out. He's got some awesome content. Great guy.
I don't know about awesome content,
but see,
I'm just the master competitor for last place.
Hold B down.
I swear I will die that one extra time just to get that
last place. And we still win. But yeah,
I will become your meat shield.
Yes, I'm your meat shield. Run. Okay, I'm going now. But anyways, thank you guys for stopping by and seeing this, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Right.
We had a blast, as you can see. We're over here cracking jokes and everything. It's just like being at work.
Yeah.
A minute. But you guys have a great day, and thank you for checking out the stream and the whole thing. Just thank you for stopping by. Anytime you want to see something different, you want us to do a podcast or anything else, let us know and we will do it. Leave it in the comment section, anything like that, and we'll go for it. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, have fun.